Sarah Jessica.
I wish you could see like all the notes I have in here. This is an extraordinary story that takes you deep inside a family, and a family that is unique.
Coleman Hill is actually inspired by my own family. They lived in Vauxhall, New Jersey. Essentially, I've been hearing these stories from my mother and her siblings and cousins since I was a little girl growing up in Jersey. They talked about their childhood in the 1940s and 50s and, just what it was like to grow up back then.
I'm in my fourth reading of this book because every time I read it, I'm awakened by something I might not have seen on the second reading. The book is about love. It's about family. It's about faith. It's about geography. It's about tradition, and it's a very American story. Do you think so? Am I crazy?
No. And in fact, I appreciate it so much when you said it was an American story, because you could have said it's an African American story or Black American story, but you said American story. Yes, because we are the American experience as well. Love is a major theme in the book, and the different ways that people love and the different conceptions of love that people have. And for one character, love is pain. In my opinion, love should not hurt. But again, not everyone grows up hearing that message. Some people grow up hearing love should hurt.
The way that people love, the heroic way that people love, and even the way people love from a distance when they can't get near to touch, the way a sister steps in, the way people have time to recognize and to seek connection. I mean, I could spend an hour with you talking about that trip south at the end of the book, because I literally, every time I think about it, I feel really weepy about it. And you and I have talked about why, what is it about Jebby? And I think about the way he loves. Yes. And doesn't love or doesn't appear to love, and the terrible mistakes he makes and judgment. But that trip south, how it explains so much. One of the things that I think is really interesting for readers about this book is being side by side with Celia and Lucy. That story alone is so interesting to follow, to be with them as their lives unfold and the ways in which they're pulled together.
So much of it is fiction, but the heart and core is my family and the anecdotes that I heard growing up. But I had to really figure out their motivation. So I had to really invent things. I had them meeting on the train coming up. I don't know if that happened. I wanted to put that in there to see what that meeting might have been like. They were just, again, such opposite personalities. And also for this tragedy to happen between their children, I was like, oh, that's really fascinating. Fiction, you're creating characters, you're creating stories, you're creating believable scenarios for readers to hopefully identify with. Even if that's not their experience, they're identifying with these people as human beings just like them. And if you are doing it well, that person is going on a journey and realizing this could have been me if I had lived that life.
I think that's such a great thing about being a reader and being in a book that isn't your own story. You've said it so well. We don't have to be the people, look like them, sound like them, act like them to identify as readers. And that's when great writing is so masterful. And that's why I think for me, I love books that are not me, because I can identify, even if it's a place far away, sounds I've never heard, smells I've never, experienced, cooking I've never had, people I've not known, a century I didn't live in. But you've just said it there. That's why. It is a beautiful book to be inside, even as we examine ourselves and our country's history.